Boy, oh boy, who knew? The storm over Stormy, as in Stormy Daniels, and the payment to her to go away. Turns out the president did remember this matter after long insisting he knew nothing about this matter. Now, I had heard this before a lot, and I addressed it last night. Let me be clear, Mr. President. How can you drain the swamp if you're the one who keeps muddying the waters? You didn't know about that $130,000 payment to a porn star until you did. Said you knew nothing about how your former lawyer, Michael Cohen, handled this until acknowledging today you were the guy behind the retainer payment that took care of this. I'm not saying you're a liar, you're president, you're busy. I'm just having a devil of a time figuring out which news is fake. Let's just say your own words on lots of stuff give me, shall I say, lots of pause. I guess you've been too busy draining the swamp to ever stop and smell the stink you're creating. That's your doing. That's your stink. Mr. President, that's your swamp. Pretty clear, but a lot of you, well, clearly ticked off. Frank on Facebook writes, Neil, you proved today that you are a leftist liberal and a moron. I will no longer listen to your show. Ciao. Ciao. Joyce writes, what is the deal? I've never heard you go on such a tirade. You need to be shipped out. Bobby writes, well, you just lost millions of Trump supporters today with your little rant on your president. Enjoy your low ratings. Wait a minute. Glenda on Facebook, we all know Trump isn't perfect, but man, way to pile on. Maybe we should go back and examine every word that comes out of your mouth. Regina on Twitter, Neil Cavuto is an ass and a swamp creature. Well, which is it, an ass or? Joey writes, oh, Cavuto, shut the hell up. You're an idiot. And not. Old Soldier says, this piece of, I can't say that. On Fox News, just bash POTUS. Really, Cavuto? You suck. Do not. Cindy via Facebook, that was it for me. Won't watch you again. Linda writes, I listened to his dribble. I was astounded Cavuto has become a true jerk. Today was the last time I will use my electricity to watch your fat face. Fat face. Like I haven't heard that one before. Linda writes, totally agreed with your closing editorial. Sad to say, many cannot see past their blind devotion. Trump causes his own problems. Well, a lot of them. Tim on Facebook writes, your commentary today in the last minutes of your show nailed it, and I'm a Republican. Felice says, just watch you totally trash POTUS. Won't watch you again. Scott writes, boycott Fox News until Neil Cavuto is terminated. Hey, wait a minute. That means fired. Julie, shut up, Neil. No, you shut up. Barb on Facebook, you are 100% correct. I love your commentary, and I love you. Greg via Twitter, Cavuto is part of the rhino establishment. Always has been and always will be. Karen emails, acts like a rhino, looks like a rhino, talks like a rhino. Fire the fat fool now. How dare you call me fat, Karen? Anyway, didn't you know the camera adds 20 pounds? Ask any rhino. Yeah, if a rhino could talk, and by the way, it's not rhino like the animal, it's rhino, R-I-N-O, as in Republican in name only. Fat chance. You knew that one. See how I blended that? Vanessa in New Paltz, New York. I felt so bad for you when you returned from open heart surgery. I have to tell you, I feel even worse you survived. Deanna, did you write that? No. Ken via SB. Oh, yeah. That's not terrible. If you think you could fall back on your multiple sclerosis and other medical issues to win my sympathy, think again, you chubby fact challenge chump. Fox might keep you out of pity. I do not, and I will not. Click. Jeez. All right, Ken, I'm putting you down as a maybe on me, but I think I can win you over. Tweeter in Iowa. And all this hate because you've never gotten an interview with Donald Trump. Wow, what a vindictive, hateful, cannot say that word. Ditto Shane via Twitter. And you wonder why President Trump won't do your show. Well, actually, I've had plenty of interviews with Donald Trump over the years, probably dozens. I've just not asked for or shown interest in a chat with him as president. Now, that does not mean I still don't cover him. I'm just not interested in joining the conga line of very good and talented folks eager to interview. They all do a great job, every single one of them. There is little I could add. So it's not really personal, it's just business. Clyde in Atlanta isn't buying it. I've never heard you say a single good word about this president. It had killed you just once to mention the amazing market run-up under his watch. Actually, Clyde, I did, and I think a lot more than just once. This market's the bomb. We are in a freaking stock bomb cyclone. Some have a feeling that, there's got to be a give back here. There's got to be a slowdown here. We don't see it. A lot of what the run we've seen is based on, lower regulations, a more positive environment. Another milestone on the Dow today, 25,000 now. For the markets, it has been an historic run. And a lot of these guys might not be big personal fans of Donald Trump, but they sure as heck are big fans of what Donald Trump is cooking up. Big tax cuts. More than once. Or my point with showing all of that is to stress the balance I try to apply covering this president, in any president, any issue, the good, the bad. Just because I'm not always praising Donald Trump doesn't mean I'm never Trump or never Trumper or whatever that means. Kimmy via Comcast thinks otherwise. You're the fake news never Trumper the president likes to warn us all about, and you're fat too. Okay. Always the fat thing. I move on. Anyway, fake news works both ways, Kimmy. So does consistency. Every fact I presented last night was real. Every comment I used from the president was his. Not my words, his words, word for word. Not my tweets, his tweet. Nothing was fake. Everything I shared was real. No matter. Billy Bob emails, you're a smug, pompous windbag. I hope that you croak on that pork chop tonight. Wait a minute. How did you know I'm having pork chops tonight, honey? Toby in New York City. Generally, I find you hateful, condescending, and an annoying dead ringer for the kid I used to routinely beat up in middle school. But I'm drawn to you for some reason. Last night might have proved why. Good job, Beefcakes. Beefcakes? And by the way, is that you? Anyway, Sheila via Twitter. This is what's called fair and balance. Ingrid writes, I loved it. Right on, Cavuto. Angela tweets, I'll start watching you, Neil. Keep reporting the truth. Bob writes, Neil, I hate to say it, but you are spot on. Someone needs to tell the president that having a great agenda and results are negated by bizarre, childish behavior. It is time for him to grow up and to think about what he says. Now, I'm not here to provide lessons, just facts. Just like I've always said, words matter, and yes, tweets matter. I won't lecture you about eating a salad, for obvious reasons. All I'm saying is the president should be very careful calling anyone else being fake. So I'll try to keep it real. So I hope you have a real good weekend. And think twice about very nasty names on the fat thing, because I'm kind of vulnerable. Good night.